Hey, Matt here for M3. Neville Goddard, Chapter 2, Your Faith is Your Fortune. And this just goes a little deeper into the thing that's so far out for all of us, which is that you can say something and then you can have more effect over whether or not that shows up in your life. What really causes that and what affects that? And really, it's kind of explained in terms of how the Bible explains it, or a different or broader explanation for what the Bible's actually saying about that. If you've ever prayed and you don't understand why things didn't show up, and we just say, oh, that's God's will, for us or whatever, and then we feel powerless to that stuff, I think this stuff will speak to you because it speaks to me that way. So chapter 2, from Your Faith is Your Fortune, Neville Goddard. You shall decree. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. You will also decree a thing, and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall come to thee, and light shall shine in thy ways. Job 22:28. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Isaiah 55:11. Man can decree a thing, and it will come to pass. Man has always decreed that which has appeared in his world. Man is today decreeing that which is appearing in his world, and he shall continue to do so as long as man is conscious of being man. That's my construction in the background, by the way. We're redoing our kitchen. I decreed that, and it's happening. Nothing has ever appeared in man's world but what man decreed that it should. This you may deny, but try as you will, you cannot disprove it, for this decreeing is based upon a changeless principle. Man does not command things to appear by his words, which are, more often than not, a confession of his doubts and fears. Decreeing is ever done in consciousness. Every man automatically expresses that which he is conscious of being, without effort or the use of words. Without effort or the use of words. Gosh, that's so powerful. At every moment of time, man is commanding himself to be and to possess that which he is conscious of being and possessing. This changeless principle of expression is dramatized in all the Bibles of the world. The writers of our sacred books were illumined mystics, past masters in the art of psychology. In telling the story of the soul, they personified this impersonal principle in the form of a historical document, both to preserve it and to hide it from the eyes of the uninitiated. Today, those to whom this great treasure has been entrusted, namely the priesthoods of the world, have forgotten that the Bibles are psychological dramas, representing the consciousness of man. In their blind forgetfulness, they now teach their followers to worship its characters as men and women who actually lived in time and space. Sometimes that's a hard thing for people to swallow. Sometimes all you've got to do is just take something like that and just set it aside for a while and see why that causes so much feeling inside of you. I know I did, being raised the way that I did. And then you come back and revisit it and answer the questions of why that caused so much emotion in you. And then once I had done that, I was able to come back to this and continue to study. It was fear of hearing things like this that was holding me back. And when fear is governing your actions in your day-to-day life, I don't think you're going in the right place. Fear only serves the purpose of keeping us out of danger in moments of something is chasing us, or something's about to hit us, or we're about to fall. But just constant living in a state of fear never serves us. Anyhow, when man sees the Bible as a great psychological drama with all its characters and actors as the personified qualities and attributes of his own consciousness, then and only then will the Bible reveal to him the light of its symbology. This impersonal principle of life, which made all things, is personified as God. This Lord God, creator of heaven and earth, is discovered to be man's awareness of being. If man were less bound by orthodoxy and more intuitively observant, he could not fail to notice in the reading of the Bibles that the awareness of being is revealed hundreds of times throughout this literature. To name a few, I am hath sent me unto you. Be still and know that I am God. I am the Lord, and there is no other God. I am the shepherd. I am the door. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the way. I am the beginning and the end. I am, man's unconditioned awareness of being, is revealed as Lord and creator of every conditioned state of being. If man would give up his belief in a God apart from himself, recognize his awareness of being to be God, this awareness fashions itself in the likeness and image of its conception of itself. He would transform his world from a barren waste to a fertile field of his own liking. The day man does this, he will know that he and his Father are one, but his Father is greater than he. He will know that his consciousness of being is one with that which he is conscious of being, but that his unconditioned consciousness of being is greater than his conditioned state or his conception of himself. When man discovers his consciousness to be the impersonal power of expression, which power eternally personifies itself in his conception of himself, he will assume and appropriate that state of consciousness which he desires to express. In so doing, he will become that state in expression. Ye shall decree a thing, and it shall come to pass, can now be told in this manner. You shall become conscious of being or possessing a thing, and you shall express or possess that which you are conscious of being. The law of consciousness is the only law of expression. I am the way. I am the resurrection. Consciousness is the way as well as the power which resurrects and expresses all that man will ever be conscious of being. Turn from the blindness of the uninitiated man who attempts to express and possess those qualities and things which he is not conscious of being and possessing, and be as the illumined mystic who decrees on the basis of this changeless law. Consciously claim yourself to be that which you seek. Appropriate the consciousness of that which you seek, and you too will know the status of the true mystic as follows. I became conscious of being it. I am still conscious of being it, and I shall continue to be conscious of being it until that which I am conscious of being is perfectly expressed. Yes, I shall decree a thing, and it shall come to pass.